Good wishes, dear children. How are you all? I hope you all are in best of your spirits and enjoying these learning sessions with me, Navneet Kaur, your social studies teacher. Dear children, what are we going to discuss today? Do you have any guesses? Okay, let me give you a hint. I'm going to sing something for you and then you tell me what are we going to discuss today. Yes, this is going to be fun and you can also join my song. It's a poem written by Muhammad Iqbal. Let's sing it together. सारे जहां से अच्छा हिंदुस्तां हमारा हमारा सारे जहां से अच्छा हम बुलबुले हैं इसकी ये गुलसिता हमारा हमारा सारे जहां से अच्छा पर्वत वो सबसे ऊंचा हम साया आसमां का वो संदरी हमारा वो पासबां हमारा हमारा सारे जहां से अच्छा हिंदुस्तां हमारा हमारा सारे जहां से अच्छा गोदी में खेलती है इसकी हजारों नदियाँ गुलशन है जिसके दम से गुलशन है जिसके दम से रक्षे जहां हमारा हमारा सारे जहां से अच्छा हिंदुस्तां हमारा हमारा सारे जहां से अच्छा. So dear children, now do you have an idea what are we going to talk about? Yes, we are going to talk about our country, India. Let's start the discussion now. Children, India is a country of vast geographical expanse. In the north, it is bound by lofty Himalayas, the Arabian Sea in the west, the Bay of Bengal in the east, and the Indian Ocean in the south wash the shores of the Indian Peninsula. India has an area of about 3.28 million square kilometers. The north-south extent from Kashmir to Kanyakumari is about 3,200 kilometers. And the east-west extent from Arunachal Pradesh to Kutch is about 2,900 kilometers. The lofty mountains, the Great Indian Desert, the northern plains, the uneven plateau surface, and the coasts and islands present a diversity of landforms. There is a great variety in the climate, vegetation, wildlife, as well as in the language and culture. In this diversity, we find unity that is reflected in traditions that bind us as one nation. India has a population of more than 120 crores since the year 2011. The total population in India was estimated at 1,312.2 million people in 2019 according to the latest census figures. Source: Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, MOSPI. Hence, it is the second most populous country of the world after China. Let's talk of locational setting. India is located in the northern hemisphere. The Tropic of Cancer, 23 degrees 30 minutes north, passes almost halfway through the country. From south to north, mainland of India extends between 8 degree 4 minutes north and 37 degrees 6 minutes north latitudes. From west to east, India extends between 68 degree 7 minutes east and 97 degree 25 minutes east longitudes. Due to great longitudinal extent of about 29 degrees, there could be a wide differences in local time of places located at two extreme points of India. As such, the difference between these 2 points would be of about 2 hours. As you have learnt earlier, the local time changes by 4 minutes for every 1 degree of longitude. The sun rises about 2 hours earlier in the east, that is Arunachal Pradesh, than in the west, that is Gujarat. You have already read earlier why the local time of longitude of 82 degree 30 minutes east has been taken as Indian Standard Time. This meridian or longitude is also termed as the Standard Meridian of India. Children, let's talk of India's neighbors. There are 7 countries that share land boundaries with India. So you have to find out these names on this map. Look here. Pakistan. Can you see? India and Pakistan share boundary from this area. Now look at the next country that is sharing the boundary. Yes, you can see here Afghanistan also shares its boundaries with India. Which other country shares it? Correct, China. Well done. So you have guessed 3 country names. Can you see some other countries sharing the boundaries? Yes, Nepal. Correct. And which other country? Bhutan. Correct. And Myanmar. Very good. And Bangladesh. Well done, dear children. You have found all. How many of these countries do not have access to any ocean or sea? Across the sea to the south lie our island neighbors, Sri Lanka and Maldives. Sri Lanka is separated from India by the Palk Strait. Dear children, now it's time to talk about the political and administrative divisions of India. India is a vast country. For administrative purposes, the country is divided into 28 states and 8 union territories. Delhi is the national capital. The states have been formed mainly on the basis of languages. Let's talk of its physical divisions. India is marked by a diversity of physical features such as mountains, plateaus, plains, coasts, and islands. Standing as sentinels in the north are the lofty snow-capped Himalayas. Him plus Alya mean the abode of snow. The Himalayan mountains are divided into 3 main parallel ranges. The northernmost is the Great Himalaya or Himadri. The world's highest peaks are located in this range. Middle Himalaya or Himachal lies to the south of Himadri. Many popular hill stations are situated here. The Shivalik is the southernmost range. Children, the northern Indian plains lie to the south of Himalayas. They are generally level and flat. These are formed by alluvial deposits laid down by the rivers, the Indus, the Ganga, the Brahmaputra, and their tributaries. These river plains provide fertile land for cultivation. That is the reason for high concentration of population in these plains. In the western part of India lies the Great Indian Desert. It is dry, hot, and sandy stretch of land. It has very little vegetation. To the south of northern plains lies the peninsular plateau. It is triangular in shape. The relief is highly uneven. This is a region with numerous hill ranges and valleys. Aravalli Hills, one of the oldest ranges of the world, border it on the northwest side. The Vindhyas and the Satpuras are the most important ranges. The rivers Narmada and Tapi flow through these ranges. These are the west flowing rivers that drain into the Arabian Sea. The Western Ghats and the Shatris border. The plateau in the west and the Eastern Ghats provide the eastern boundary. While the Western Ghats are almost continuous, the Eastern Ghats are broken and uneven. The plateau is rich in minerals like coal and iron ore. To the west of the Western Ghats and east of the Eastern Ghats lie the coastal plains. The western coastal plains are very narrow. The eastern coastal plains are much broader. There are a number of east-flowing rivers. The rivers Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri drain into the Bay of Bengal. These rivers have formed fertile deltas at their mouth. The Sundarban Delta is formed where the Ganga and Brahmaputra flow into the Bay of Bengal. The river is flowing, flowing, flowing. The river is flowing back to the sea, back to the sea. Dear children, we Indians love our rivers. So much so that many girls are named after rivers. Have you heard such names? Yes, there are many such names like Ganga, Yamuna, Mandakini and Kaveri. Look at this picture, children. What do you see? Yes, this picture reminds us of Indian Ocean tsunami of 2004. Tsunami that hit the coasts of several countries of South and Southeast Asia in December 2004. The tsunami and its aftermath were responsible for immense destruction and loss of rim of the Indian Ocean. On December 26, 2004, an undersea earthquake with a magnitude of 9.1 struck off the coast of the Indonesian island of Sumatra. Over the next 7 hours, a tsunami, a series of immense ocean waves triggered by the quake, reached out across the Indian Ocean, devastating coastal areas as far as East Africa. Some locations reported had reached a height of 30 feet, that is 9 meters, or more when they hit the shoreline. Children, this drawing was made by Vednath Swain. Children, one of your friends, Arpana Sinha of 9th standard, has written a beautiful piece of poetry on danger waters. Let me read it for you. Here it is.
Down there in Sumatra started a big quake, but no one had expected the tsunami it did make. Waves big as mountains, like an army, they charged, and into the South Asian lands with all might they barged. Full with fury, they killed people in thousands and destroyed everything from buildings to farmlands. The waves came and went from Sumatra to other places and left nothing there except empty spaces. People were left without shelter and food. Tourists who had come decided they never should. People lost their loved, near and dear ones. Survivors snatched and fought for cloths and buns. Relief to the affected was being sent out, but now of disease there was a big bout. People feared going near the sea Could it swell up again, giving no time to flee? The fear installed in them may stay by the days, but in this darkness of sorrow, there's still a happy ray.
Now it's homework time. Children, we talked about tsunami, right? And the poem that was written by one of your friends was really touching. Do you know which group of islands were affected by tsunami in 2004? Two groups of islands also form part of India. Lakshadweep Islands are located in the Arabian Sea. These are coral islands located off the coast of Kerala. Now, dear children, let's talk what coral islands are. Do you know what corals are? Corals are skeletons of tiny marine animals called polyps. When the living polyps die, their skeletons are left. Other polyps grow on top of the hard skeleton, which grows higher and higher, thus forming the coral islands. You can also see this figure. Can you see this picture? Yes, these are the coral islands. So, dear children, these coral islands are located off the coast of Kerala. The Andaman and the Nicobar Islands lie to the southeast and Indian mainland in Bay of Bengal. Now it's time to answer the following questions. Name the major physical divisions of India. Correct. The major physical divisions of India are number 1, mountains, number 2, plateaus, number 3, plains, number 4, coasts, and number 5, islands. Okay, dear children. Now, look at the next question on the screen. India shares its land boundaries with 7 countries, and we named all in the video. Now you have to name them. The names of the 7 countries with which India shares its land boundaries are number 1, Afghanistan, 2, Pakistan, 3, Nepal, 4, Bhutan, 5, Bangladesh, 6, China, 7, Myanmar. Well done, dear children. Now, another question flashes the screen. Which 2 major rivers fall into the Arabian Sea? Very well done. The 2 rivers that fall into the Arabian Sea are Narmada and Tapi. Okay, dear children. Now, next question for you. Name the delta formed by Ganga and the Brahmaputra. Yes, the Sundarban Delta is formed by Ganga and Brahmaputra river. Okay, next question flashes the screen now. Why do large number of people live in northern plains? Can you tell? Yes, a large number of people live in the northern plains because the river plains provide fertile land for cultivation. So this is what we already discussed. Now it's time to tick mark the correct answers. Your first statement is, the southernmost Himalayas are known as, your options are Shivaliks, Himadri or Himachal. So think. Yes, Shivaliks. Well done. Look at the next statement. Shadris is also known as, your options are Aravali, Western Ghats or Himadri. Yes, Western Ghats. Correct. Well done. Look at the next statement. The Palk Strait lies between the countries. Which countries? Your options are Sri Lanka and Maldives, India and Sri Lanka, India and Maldives. Correct. India and Sri Lanka. The Indian islands in the Arabian Sea are known as, your options are Andaman and Nicobar Islands, Lakshadweep Islands, Maldives. Yes, Lakshadweep Islands. Dear children, now you have to fill in these blanks. India has an area of about, yes, 3.28 million square kilometers. Okay, the Greater Himalayas are also known as, Yes, Himadri. Well done. The largest state in India in terms of area is, yes, Rajasthan. The river Narmada falls into the Dash Sea. Yes, Arabian Sea. The river Narmada falls into the Arabian Sea. The latitude that runs almost halfway through India is, yes, Tropic of Cancer. Well done, my dear children. Dear children, now your homework is to search for the news of that tsunami from the internet, collect them and paste them in your scrapbook. Read about those news and then talk to your parents and your elders about tsunami. You can also express your emotions about this destruction with the help of your drawings, as one of your friend had already done, which I showed you. So you can make such a drawing also. This is your homework, my dear children, and now it's time to take your leave. So I would like to say bye bye for now. Take care of yourselves, stay connected, stay safe.